Hello YouTube, once again, I'm going to show you another airplane review on the P-51D Mustang from Harbor Freight. For about $100, this is what you basically get. A pretty nice looking airplane, but mine's a bit banged up a bit, as you can see, the paint peeling, some tape. The tape's used for reinforcing the wing, because this construction is a little flimsier than the EPP on the Phoenix and Pop wing, for example. This plane is a 4-channel plane, just like the real Mustang, that has ailerons, rudder, and elevator. And to make it more realistic, back here it actually added trim tabs, but they're not functional, but it kind of looks pretty cool. And the rudder there has the black and yellow type coloring on it. And here's the gear-driven brushed prop with a nice spinner on it. This is not the stock propeller I have on here. This is a prop from Laser Toys that works on this thing much better. The original props on this plane are very flimsy, and one small hard crash can break this pretty easily. So I got more sturdy props for this plane. They work a little bit better on this plane. Now we get inside of the airplane. We got two little servos up here that operate the elevator and rudder, and there's probably another servo in there that operates the aileron setup. There's the 72 megahertz receiver, and of course you see all the plugs there. It's basically 72 megahertz receiver. I can easily possibly convert this to a 2.4 gigahertz receiver with brushless setup, but the stock setup seems to be pretty good for me. It's kind of hit and miss. I see all these people on YouTube flying these things and they modify them brushless setups because the original setup's underpowered. That's probably because the original nickel metal hydride battery that came with this plane was very weak. So if you have bigger Nike heads around, they're 8.4 volt LiPo batteries. You can use those. Nike heads. There's one right here, 8.4 volt, 1100 milliamps. It's more heavier than the stock nickel metal hydride battery, but gives it a lot more power. I get like 15-minute flight times with that battery alone, and the box claimed that you get 10 minutes of flying time with the smaller battery, but nope, you only get like 5 or 6 minutes. Doesn't have that much power to do any fancy stunts or good flybys in wind or anything like that. See, this is the battery plug, and I believe that's the ESC right there, that black taped thing. That's the speed control, the ESC. Brushed. The brushed motor is all the way down there. It's geared. See the canopy, put it back on there. The canopy doesn't hold that good anymore, so I put like black tape on it. Holds it a lot better. Here's the transmitter. Basic P-51 Mustang airplane transmitter. Pretty decent transmitter. Has servo reversing on it. And some people are kind of awkward about this transmitter, but it's pretty cool. So you got your elevator up and down, aileron left and right, and your rudder and throttle stick right here. Pretty loud ratcheting on that. Really loud, that's for sure. It tells you where your throttle position is. So, not bad of a plane for the money. Just need to get new batteries, or just convert it to a LiPo setup with brushless ESC motor combo. Or if you want to, you can change out the servos. But these servos are working fine for me. Here, see. I don't know if I can see if I can plug this in here. There you go. See, servos work fine. Nice proportional servos. They're pretty loud though. Of course, there's a safety button. Nice safety switch for the motor. I don't have the motor activated. See, when you put this on, the motor will activate. It's on the bed, so you can't really see it spin. See? Pretty simple. It's a nice airplane. I mean, there's better ones out there. Like there's the Hobby Zone versions, the Park Zone ones. They're a lot better. But if you want to pick this one up, you can. Just need to get some slight mods to it. But if you can still fly it stock, you just need bigger batteries, and you pick them up at any hobby store. Or you can get one at Harbor Freight if you can, and get a bigger nickel metal hydride for their Wild Hawk plane. You can use that too. So, P-51 Mustang, one of the famous World War II fighters, and possibly without it, I don't know if he would have won the war with all the odds. I mean, there were other famous airplanes in World War II, like the Spitfire, the Hellcat, the Wildcat, all those good classic airplanes that pretty much won the war against the Japanese, Germans, and all that stuff back in those days. So, pretty good airplane.